Hey there, everyone. So, kind of a cool thing about the Festival of the Hunt, let's just get right into it because this is kind of time sensitive. Well, we saw last time that this dude over here, I forget if it was him we talked to, but any of the cab attendants will actually talk to you about who's currently winning, and there's 8 people they can talk about, right, including you. So you can get dialogue from them about everyone. So, Vivi's leading right now. For such a little guy, he's one heck of a magic user. He looks a little scared out there, but he's steadily raising his score. Good hunting. It's kind of cool, kind of a cool little detail, because especially because it's kind of hard to see all their dialogue, right? Because right, there's one for if he talks to you too. Where did these wild beasts come from? The pigeon mother. I almost got devoured by one. I never talked to that guy. Bada 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 ba. Oh yeah, I forgot this. If you try to go into a side area, this is no time to relax. It's locked. It's just locked. Hey, you're in the lead right now. I think you're gonna win. Good hunting. Hey look, it's one of our contestants, the Strange Gourmand. The Strange Gourmand is on top right now. He's a self-styled gourmand who eats anything that moves. The judges can't keep track of his score because he's eating everything he catches. Good hunting. The Strange Gourmand is supposed to be Quena, actually. We also saw a Q that was in the kitchen in Alexandria working on stuff. That was also supposed to be Quena. And you don't actually figure that out until the very end of the game, but they are all supposed to be the same person. It's just, we only met Quena once we finally get to the marsh. Officially. I got better things to do than hang out at the pub. God, he has something unique to... What?! I don't think I've ever seen that one before, because I never walk in there. That's hilarious. There's just a moo hanging out in the pub. You got me, gang. I've truly been, made the fool of. That's awesome. Hey, it's Gennaro. Gennaro is one of the dudes that was, yeah, Gennaro's on top right now. He's the youngest of 3 brothers. He's using scissors to fight the beasts. My, how original, yeah. That's, one of the dudes that was the twins from, Tantalus. And he actually, it's kind of cool too, he mentions there's 3 brothers, but we only saw 2 of them, and, up to this point, it'd be pretty easy to think there's just the 2 of them. There's actually, well, yeah, there's the youngest of 3 brothers, there you go, right? So over here, you can see this Moo gets kidnapped by a Trixbound. If you hang out right where he was... Ah, he rushes us, the jerk. Ooh, Ivan. Oh yeah, that trick spell is worth more points. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the one that's worth more points than most. Most of the time you shouldn't bother, but that one's worth more. Ivan. Ivan's on top right now. He's a fisherman who works off the coast of Lindblom. He's hunting with a fishing rod. He claims that he can catch anything with it. You'll be disqualified if you leave the town during the competition. I can't get myself disqualified, not with my dream date with Dagger at stake. Oh yeah, right, if you come here early, there's a Fang just kind of chilling in this corner. Look at him. Hey buddy, I'm gonna sneak up on you. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. There's a little event with this Fang kind of hunting down, Doggy. I wonder actually if she said anything different if we talked to her before hanging out with Mr. Fang here. I probably should have done that first, but, I'll see after. Because I'm probably going to replay this a bunch anyways. Cause seeing all the dialogue for the hunters is kind of hard. Thank you! Yeah, she definitely would have said something. Arf! Hey, Trick Sparrow. How's it hanging? And our final hunter is Lonnie. Lonnie's reading right now. She's a beauty. They call her the Hunter of Love. I don't know what that means, but I'd sure like to be hunted by her. Good hunting. Yeah, probably not, because I'm not going to spoil it, but we do see Lonnie later, and, you know. Let's just put it that way. Man, why can't I participate? Good luck, Zidane. Forget it, this is no time to be shopping. Does he say anything over here? Yeah. I'm guessing he'll say the same thing if we hang out over here? Yeah. So yeah, if you come here early, there's nothing here. We saw a trick spell flying up, but I don't think you can actually engage it. It's just kind of hanging out above. I guess since we're here, let me talk about the scoring system of it. So, there isn't, to be honest, there isn't really much point in. There kind of is, but like, don't go fighting stuff looking for a high score. It's like, first of all, let me talk about the rewards, right? If Freya wins, right, you get the core ring. If Zidane wins, you get 5,000 gil, and if Vivi wins, you get, I think it's a theater ship card, I believe. It's some kind of airship card. I believe it's a theater ship, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. You can look it up yourself. And honestly, Freya's reward is the best, and by default, if you don't really do anything, Freya wins. So, if you're not really interested in actually trying to win for funsies, then like, you can just kind of sit around and do nothing like Freya. You know, Freya wins by default. Guaranteed. Because, by the time, you know, once the thing gets down to the last couple minutes, right? Right, Freya will always be in the lead. Oh yeah, see, look at him, I entered on 4:30 and now it's like I can't. You have to enter at like 4:29 or else the Zagnol is just not there. The goober. So you may be thinking to yourself, well, what happens if you killed the Zagnol? Because we didn't actually get to kill it last time. Because we kind of missed out. Zagnol is worth a ton of points, first and foremost. And whoever actually gets the kill in this battle gets the points. So right now, Zidane will get, I believe the range is 50 to 99 points? Something like that. So Zidane will get a bunch of points here. And we'll see a little cutscene here. Yeah, Zagnol, points, 78 points. Zidane is now leading. The thing is, as long as we stay on this screen, we win, basically. Because Freya doesn't get points anymore as long as we stay here and hang out with these two. That monster might have been the clincher. Gee, your friend is strong, Zidane. She's so cool. Man, I could have beaten that monster on my own. Just kidding. And yeah, as long as we stay on the screen, we'll win. But, and that's kind of the weird thing with the Festival of the Hunt. The point, like, first of all, right, like I said, the only, so, let me do this in detail. So, if you're fighting Zagnol and you both die, like both you and Freya get KO'd and knocked out of the competition, that is how Vivi wins. If that happens, right, Vivi will win and you'll get the theater ship card. If you don't really do anything or Freya gets the last kill, then generally Freya's gonna win regardless and you'll get the core ring. The best, you can, I believe, win without killing the Zagnol. Like, it's kind of hard, but basically you just have to like kind of keep on top of things, and then like at like the last second you want to kill a Fang and get some points, and then that'll generally let you win as long as you're not too far behind, because everyone kind of like the winner of the competition, like the current winner, kind of scales with you. So if you're constantly killing stuff, right, you'll get more points. But they'll get points because, like, I forget how often it is, but like every like once in a while, right, basically it like updates, and the next person like will have somewhere, I think it's always like 5 to 15 more points than you, if you're the current winner. If someone else is winning though, then it's always like they'll kind of go ahead like in increments of 5 to 15, right? That's why you want to kill a Fang, because Fangs are always worth at least I think it's 18 to 20 points as long as you kill them in the right areas. So that's like how you win without fighting Zagnol. And of course, if you just kill Zagnol and sit here, then we win by default. And since we're here, we might as well do that, because there, you know, it'll be a different animation and different text. So I kind of didn't even think about that until just now. So good thing I'm talking about that. So let's see what happens when Zidane wins. Time is up. The winner is Zidane, 152 points. And he does a little like action pose. Zidane kind of saunters by. We get 5,000 gil on the Master Hunter. Congratulations, Zidane! Thanks. And then, yeah, it immediately cuts to the next stuff. So, I guess I'll show you what happens when Vivi wins. So I'll meet you in a bit. In a bit, you know. Well, since we're just gonna be sitting here waiting for a little bit for the 4-minute 30 mark to reach so we can have Vivi win, I might as well just, like, in a nutshell, go over exactly how, basically how to get what you want with the festival. Right? Basically, if you want Freya to win, either just don't really do anything, or just, you can fight Zagnol and just don't kill it if you want to steal his stuff and whatnot. Right, he's got 2 things to steal, and one of them's pretty good. And kind of mandatory for certain runs, but even for just casually, it's the fork that he has for Quina is really good. But if you want Vivi to win, same deal. Don't really do anything. Just sit around and wait. And then go find Zagnol at 4 minutes 30, like I'm gonna do, and then you just die to it. Basically, if it kills both you and Freya, then it's over. I think actually, now that I think about it, if I remember correctly, if Freya's KO'd when the fight ends, she gets like. She's automatically disqualified too. Like, I think, like, it's really interesting, and I guess I'll do that after let's see what happens when Vivi wins, because I don't think that's really anything. Like, if Zaiden gets KO'd at all, it's always a disqualify, whether it's in the Zagnol fight. But I forget how it works for Freya. I think she also automatically loses if she gets KO'd in the Zagnol fight, even if you kill it. So that actually might be a way to guarantee that Zaiden wins too, because that's pretty much the best way to do it. Yeah, pretty much the rule of thumb is if you don't care about anything in the festival and you just want to, if you don't care about the fun stuff and you just want to care about the actual rewards, just sit around and wait for Zagnol to show up at 4 minutes 30 seconds, and then when he does, just, you know, do your stuff. Because I think actually that's probably exactly right, that if Zagnol kills Freya or whatever, and then the fight ends, I think Freya's just disqualified. So you're pretty much guaranteed to win unless you have very few points. And you can pretty much solve that problem by just killing the dudes here. Actually, now that I think about it, I totally forgot about this. Let's show this off too. What happens if you talk to this lady when the Fang's just kind of chilling in front of them? Help! I see. You can just kind of squeak on by. Oh god! Wait for me. That bird was getting riled up. I forget exactly when Vivi runs by. I think he runs by after like a certain point. Just kind of watch them do that. I'm pretty sure you can't talk to him though. That ain't happening. So yeah, I guess I'll cut ahead to like a minute. See you then. Honestly, it's kind of one of the... See, it's the complaint I have about the Festival of the Hunt is that it's really cool, but it's at the same time, it's like, it is kind of lame that ultimately the only thing that really matters is just die to him. Like, no matter what, the entire festival just revolves around this guy. So like, if you don't really care about it, then like the best strategy is to just kind of sit here and just wait. I guess while we're here, we can show off Shift Break. If you couldn't tell, by the way, based on the gap in the spell list here, Zaidane's dying abilities that he gets from trancing are based on his thief abilities. When you have the equivalent thief ability and he trances, that's what gives you this equivalent... Oh my god, I one-shot him! I didn't mean to do that! No, I have to wait again! Well, it was a cool animation though, wasn't it? God damn it, yeah. The equivalent thief ability gives you the equivalent dying ability. Ah, bloody hell. I didn't even learn anything from that, because Freya was alive! Cockamamie! I guess I'll show this off, because I'm curious about this. If you leave and walk back into the screen, is Freya just chilling here still? Or is she gone now? Nope, she's here forever. So yeah, I guess if you just sit here, Zaiden always wins. Because I'm pretty sure as long as you sit... Actually, maybe... Here, I'm curious about this, actually. If I leave the screen and hang around, does Freya start getting points again? I guess we'll find out in a sec here. I'd assume so. We're missing one of the character descriptions, by the way. I believe their name is Belna we're missing. He's actually Belna's the chef guy we saw earlier walking around the area above us. I'm curious about this though. If we just hang around now, does Zaiden like, are you just basically guaranteed to win if you get the kill, or do we need... Does Freya start getting points again if we leave the screen? I heard that it was the former, not the latter, but I guess we'll see here if I just hang around here for like 20 seconds. I don't know, it's looking like Freya's just done. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So I have to do this 2 more times because I need to see what happens if Freya dies, and then what happens, and then obviously I want to show Vivi winning. But yeah, you can see what I mean. Like, I killed the 2 fangs. I killed 2. I killed. What did I even kill? I killed 1 fang, and I killed the monsters in this area. It's like I basically just went straight to here, killed all the monsters that were just kind of in the way, and then killed Zagnol, and I win. Right? It's like the rest of the festival doesn't matter. I kind of wish there was like, make it a little longer and make it like it actually matters. You know what I mean? Like Zagnol. I think Zagnol should be the most important thing, but it shouldn't be the only thing. Because, like, all this other stuff just, like, doesn't matter. Because Zagnol's not only worth the most points, but the score stops increasing after Zagnol is dead. So, like, you can start... if you left these monsters behind, right? You can just keep killing them, and then... I mean, usually if you kill Zagnol, you don't have much time left, but I got lucky and one-shot him for crying out loud. Jeez, man. It's just unfortunate. Anyways, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and cut to the next 2 things. Yeah, see you in a bit. Oh, so here's a fun fact. That Moo that ran out of here only runs out of here once you've killed that Trick Sparrow. So if you avoid the Trick Sparrow by hanging on the edges of the screen, the Moo never shows up. That's kind of funny. It's kind of cute, too, because once he shows up, he works just like any other overworld model. It's like if he's trying to hang out in the thing, he kind of like... You kind of see, like, it kind of stops moving. You get to see a little idle animation you don't normally get to see from these guys in the overworld. And they even only run towards you when they're too, like, close enough. Yeah! I actually wonder what happens if you leave and come back. Nah, he's gone. He's probably gonna pop up again, though, right? Yeah, that's kind of cool, though. Hey buddy, how's it hanging? Your face is kind of inside that part of the wall, huh? Looks a little weird. Oh! Now, we still haven't seen Belna. Well, anyways, yeah, I keep seeing funny new things, but anyways, yeah, I'll cut to when, you know, stuff happens, see you then. So if you're at all curious, let's fight him a little bit, I guess. And we'll show off that, what happens if you kill him and then Freya's dead. See what happens there. I forget exactly how much health it is. I think the health it has is actually slightly like it's kind of weird. Like the game kind of wants Zidane to kill it, so it has like a buffer or something weird. It's like Zidane, sometimes if Freya does enough damage to kill it, it just won't die. It's like some weird thing like that. I might actually look into it after this, but you know, don't even quote me on that because I don't know. It's weird. Zidane might trance here, in which case I'll get Freya to kill herself. That'll be the easiest way to do it. Oh, didn't happen. Well. Boom, okay, Freya's down. Zagnol's not dead yet, that sucks. Zidane should live this easily though. I mean, if he trances, it's free. There you go. And we'll just free energy for a kill. Probably. Surely. Shift Break isn't that much stronger, so... This should just be a kill, because we've already smacked him a bunch. You know, I think I know what it is. I think it's that if Freya is dead, Zagnol's health gets reduced or something weird like that. It's weird. Let me see here. I'm not sure if anything actually changes, though. No, Freya just walks over. Actually, now that I think about it, if that's the case, I don't think it really matters, does it? Well, luckily for me, I'm just going to show you exactly... Oh, well, yeah, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes when I press escape to do this, it like kind of goes like wonky. There. So let's just go ahead and kill ourselves now, without even like, who cares, you know what I mean? Oh, Freya lived. Oh, that's funny. She isn't quite strong enough to kill herself, but Zidane surely is. Oh well, this'll finish her off. And Dunzo. Annihilated. Zidane and Freya have retired. Oh, that's funny. So if only Zidane gets knocked out, it'll just say Zidane has retired. And like during this fight, for example, if only Zidane gets knocked out, Freya will kind of walk over and still do the thing. Zagno, like everything will happen, but Zidane will just kind of sit there and be like, "Aw." And I'm not gonna show that because I've already replayed this like a million times. You can see it yourself, easy peasy, anyways. So yeah, if Zidane and Freya both die here, then Vivi wins. Vivi, and I believe Vivi's score is always equal to like 2/3 of, or I forget what it is. It's some random amount. I think it's that. Oh no. It's weird. So really late in the game, like, and when I say late, I do mean really late in the game. We'll see a letter that talks about the score here, and it'll talk about the person who was like, I think it's second, the person in second, or I don't even know if it's mentioned specifically second place, but there'll be a person who has a letter and their score will be equal to 2/3 of whatever the winning score was. So in this case, since it's 75, it'll be like, I guess 50 exactly, right? That's how that works. And it'll always be, and I think what Vivi's score is when you die is, I think it's always equal to, yeah, it's equal to your score plus like 5 to 15 or something. Or maybe, no. What is it? I don't even remember. You know, you can look it up on yourself if you really care. It's on the wiki. This isn't really super important, and it's pretty like well understood, so whatever. And there you go, Theatership card. Well done, Master Vivi. Thanks. I can't believe I won. Alright. Yeah, so after this I'll cut to, we've done all the hunt stuff. So yeah, I'll just cut to all the stuff I want to go over in the overworld. So yeah, see you then. Actually, nah. Ooh, I just smacked my mic. Sorry about that. That's probably loud. I'll go over Zagno later because we'll see. The thing is, Zagno is a regular enemy later on, so we'll talk about him when we see that then. We're not going to go over the boss version. Actually, should I go over the boss version? The boss version's a little different, but you know what? The boss version is different enough that I will actually go over it because I'm curious about that weird HP stuff. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. So I looked into it, and it's kind of interesting how it works. So first of all, let's talk about Zagno a little bit. So first of all, once he uses so there's some interesting things about Zagno. I'm going to pause because we have a timer. So Zagno, by default, he takes half damage from thunder. Once he electrocutes himself, though, he becomes, he starts absorbing lightning element. So that's like, he kind of powers himself up. Once he's electrocuted, he also counters every time we attack him with a thunder spell, which we can see here if I have the ATV paused. Oh. That's why. Okay, maybe it's like a chance? I don't remember how it works. It's funky how stuff works in this game. Is he gonna thunder us right now, actually? No. Maybe it's only sometimes? I don't remember. Either way, so I know how it works now. Basically, what I was talking about, that weirdness with killing Zagno earlier, if Zidane is alive, Freya cannot kill Zagno. Zagno will not die if that happens. That is the trick to this, basically. Zagno has about 1500 health, so if we have Zidane attack 4 times, it'll put him in roughly the range to get killed by Freya, and then we'll have Freya, we'll have Freya start attacking while Zidane's dead, and we'll see that Zagno just won't die, basically. Zagno's supposed to counter with group spells once he's been attacked, but that's a little weird how that works sometimes, so yeah, Zagno's still alive. We'll see what happens here. I guess I'll start jumping with Freya. And we'll show how As long as Zidane's alive, nothing will happen, basically. Zidane will just, you know, Freya will not be able to kill Zagnol. That's why Zagnol wasn't dying last time, because while you're stealing from it, you know, it can't die unless Freya's the one, unless Zidane actually gets knocked out. It's like, that would have been enough to kill it, because it only has like a little bit above 1500 health. There's its group thunder. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe it's that the one we see later is different. I don't know how it works. It enables all of its thunder spells once it electrocutes, but actually that's not even true. I think it can use thunder beforehand, but it like has this spell that it can't use until a certain point. Like it's not super well understood because of just because there's two versions basically. Right? There's this boss version and then there's a random encounter one. And I think there's some weird stuff with that. Yeah. So Freya's attacking, but if Zidane gets knocked out, we'll see if that happens actually. I'll potion Freya. As soon as Zidane gets knocked out, Zidane, like, the thing should drop dead immediately from any attack, basically. I guess actually this is my chance to show this off too. We'll see what happens when Zidane gets knocked out. So I'll have him attack himself, and then Freya can just attack. Look how much damage Zidane just did to himself, jeez. And it's dead, because as soon as Zidane's dead, it's allowed to die. That's kind of cool too, because Zidane's last attack knocked him out, so he went into the non-glowy version of trance on the ground. Actually, does that always happen? I don't remember. But yeah, Zidane has retired! And Freya just automatically wins. So I guess that's why it's like that. There's no way for this to end without Freya killing it if Zidane is alive. So you can't, it's impossible to see Zidane is retired, or it's not possible, I should say, to see Freya kill it without Zidane, you know, being kicked out anyways. So easy way to, you know, make Freya win, I guess. Not that it matters. You can just kill yourself within 10 seconds of the starting and it finishes. We still didn't see Belna's text, but at this point, I'm just going to put it on screen right now. I'll put a little picture of the text. Because it's basically just talking about how he's a chef and uses his chef's knife to kill stuff. Is there anything to talk about Zagnol? I apologize that it's a little less... I guess my knowledge is a little less polished. I don't see Zagnol. I didn't... Because there's two versions of it, I kind of get confused, but... We'll see another version of it later, and that one will be more in-depth anyways, so... yeah, I guess I'll cut to overworld stuff, so yeah, see you in a bit. Hey look, it's our pal Bombs. Hey Bomb, how's it going? There's two of them too. So Bombs have a kind of a funny little quirk of their... I don't know, actually, I'm using the completely wrong words here. So basically, when they can do their thing when, you know, they get bigger, right? And that's just a random thing they do. They don't do it like if I attack one, right? He's not gonna counter by getting bigger, like in some other Final Fantasy games. It's not like that in this game. However, kind of a funny thing though is that they do actually have something that they do, and that is fire spells. If you cast a fire spell on a bomb, they'll counter by growing. They obviously absorb it, right? And he'll immediately grow now. And it's very specifically like fire spells and stuff, right? If you have a fire elemental weapon, they don't care. It specifically checks for like fire, and all that jazz. In fact, I believe, like, we can even show this off because... Oh, I don't have Mustard Bomb, right. Damn it! I loaded a profile that was chilling on the plateau because I didn't want to walk up here. I don't actually have the thing yet because of that. Ouchies. We want to be careful too, because this guy might blow up and kill us. Ooh, yeah. Actually, I want to watch them blow up too, so let's heal Zidane. Hopefully he'll blow up. It's a 1 in 3 chance for him to decide to blow up. Oh, he's using fire again? Boom! Ouch. I could use a fire... You know what? Screw it. At this point, like, what does it matter? I'll use a fire spell and just automatically make him blow up. Because, like, this is something you'll never see, because who the hell sees these guys and thinks, I'm gonna cast fire on them? So this self-destruct spell is equal to how much HP they have, so this is gonna kill us, because I think it hits everyone. Yep. We're dead. Yeah, look at the damage. They're scary if you know, if you let them, which, like, how would you ever let that happen? But I mean, yeah, if you let it happen, they just murder you. That's just flat 500 damage to everyone. Yeah, so I'll meet you at the next thing. See you in a bit. Hey, look, there's our pal Serpian. So, I figured out exactly how these guys work. So first of all, the thing with Serpians is that they have two phases to them, right? And the way it works is right now they're in phase 1 because they're just kind of chilling. As soon as you hit them with any physical attack, right, they go into that, like, kind of hunched over pose. And at that point, they're in that phase forever, right? They'll stay in that phase until the end of the fight, until they, you know, you kill them. And at that point, anytime you hit them with a physical attack, actually, you know, I'll just show it off even. Why not? Because we can find another one. Easy peasy. So as soon as you hit him with any physical, like, I think it specifically has to be attack. Like, if you use, like, Lancer with Freya, it won't trigger it. But, like, attack will. So, like, now if I hit, you know, if I do stuff like this, I smack it with Vivi, it's going to immediately counter with Poison Counter. Which is stronger than its normal attack and can poison you, so, you know. It's pretty scary. Of Quinn of Trance. I guess since we're here, let's talk about Quinn of Trance. Maybe not the... I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not like Quinn of Trance is that big a deal. So basically, when Quin's normal command is Eat, where if an enemy has 25% of its HP or lower, Quina will eat them and learn the ability. Cook is basically just a stronger Eat, right? Cook now is at, if they're at 50% health or more, now I can eat them. And it also has its little own fancy animation, which I guess I'll show off here. Shows them getting, you know, cooked. Bam. Oh, by the way, a funny glitch, I don't even know what you'd call it, like, a weird visual bug with the Steam version is that the forks and spoons and stuff you see with Quina's, like, eat and cook commands, for some reason they're upside down in that version. And I have, like, no idea why it's like that. It's so strange. Actually, since we're here, I guess let me bring up my thing. Let's talk about some abilities while I'm chilling here. So yeah. So, remember that Steel Gill thing we got? I guess I'll just talk about some commands here since I'm here. So, Steel Gill. Yeah, it steals Gill along with items. I actually don't know if this works every time you steal or only when you steal an item, but I think, as far as I'm aware of, I'm pretty sure it's just when you successfully steal an item, because even the, like, for once, even the thing here says along with items. And I didn't see anything on, like, any of the things I looked up that suggested otherwise. But basically, it's actually pretty simple. It's just, this is like that step 3 I was talking about when we were talking about, you know, stealing last time. Basically, you know, it'll be, whenever you steal an item, right, you'll also steal Gil that ranges anywhere from 0 to Zidane's level times the target's level times 4. So, since Zidane's level 8, and most of the stuff we're fighting around here is also around that, you know, level 8 range. Basically, anytime I steal Gil, I'll steal like an extra, like, up to like 64 Gil along the item. So you can see that Steel Gil doesn't really steal that much money, but like, if you're just sitting here stealing stuff, like you're grinding or whatever, like there's no reason not to equip it, right? Because most of the time if you're grinding, you're probably just stealing stuff inside in anyways, and it adds, you know, it gives you a little extra pocket change. And just like with Flea Gil, it adds it to the end of the list. So, actually, that may be a good opportunity to see something. So I hope that this is another Serpian so I can see. Because I believe that, just like with, it kind of works, you know, exactly the same as Flea Gil. So I believe that if we run and then after I've stolen stuff along with Flea Gil, we should get more money than usual. That's gonna be, yeah, it's a hedgehog pie. Well, whatever. I'll cut to the next Serpian, so, you know, see you then. Hey, it's our pal Serpian again. So, let's go over... Oh, that's funny. This happened in my testing, too. It was a back attack. So, like I was mentioning, they specifically react to, the attack command. So if I use Lancer, this shouldn't trigger him, you know, into, oh no, I'm gonna go crazy mode. Right? I don't want to attack it because I think that's enough damage. Yeah, there you go. Cure. Look at that. When they're at under half health and they're still in mode 1, they can use Shell and Cure. If they're above half health, they'll only ever use their stab attack. And this is really cool because for years I thought that I didn't even realize they could do either of these things. I've done modding for this game. I even tried to create my own mod that's kind of still like in the works, but I'm not really working on it right now, so I mean it barely even matters. But I saw these guys had Cure and Shell, and I always thought like, well, how come they never use it? And that's why, because they can only use it under specific circumstance. It's funny because when I was testing this earlier, they would always do a combo of Shell then Cure, but here they're just using Cure now, which is kind of funny. I can throw out a pumpkin head too. I'm here just to get them a little lower. They have slightly under 400 health. I think it's like 397. So if I'm not careful, I'll kill it. But yeah, this is really cool because like this is basically like my first time seeing this. Well, I mean technically it was earlier because I tested to make sure. But yeah, like it's really cool and it makes sense because like because of the way it works, right? Generally, you're only gonna really see this if you're using magic. So like this really makes Vivi like really weak against them. I mean, I say that, but since they only react to the attack command, if you're jumping with Freya, that'll happen too. Like you can see why I never saw this though, right? Because like, you know, look at my party right now, right? Generally, like you're running around, you're attacking with Poina, you're attacking with Freya, you're attacking with Zidane, and then like if you come back here later, right, you're just gonna kill them one hit anyways. So like you'll almost never see this. So it's pretty cool that like there's even like a thing here. You can see their show doesn't last very long though because of the way it works. Their spirit stat is really low, so it doesn't last very long. Generally it'll like block an attack. That's about it. Alright. Get out of here, bucko. Now they're in attacking stance. And they're donezo. I guess I'll quickly go over, like, I guess we can do like a kind of a combo where I'll do an enemy and then I go over and attack or one of our things and I'll do an enemy and I'll do a thing. So, what's next on the list? Alright, critical hits. I kind of wanted to do this earlier because Freya got a ton of critical hits last time. But I'll look at our stats just to give you an idea. So critical hits in this game, they're based on your spirit set, obviously, which a lot of stuff. For anything that isn't like based on anything that isn't related to like increasing your damage, then it's probably the spirit stat. So the spirit stat's really good in this game. But the spirit stat, so basically how critical hits work is that if it's a random number from 0 to your spirit stat divided by 4. So you can see that would mean that it would be about let me see here, and I believe it rounds down. I forget. I think it's rounds down. So since we have 26 spirit, that means it'll be a random number from 0 to 7, or no, 0 to 6. If it rounds up, it's 7. If it's down, it's 6. But yeah, it'll be a random number from 0 to 6. And then if that number, and then it rolls another number, we can see here, from 0 to 99. And if our 0 to 6 is higher than 0 to 99, then we get a critical hit. which, as you can imagine, means that that's why generally in this game critical hits are really rare. Even in late game, when you have a high spirit stat, you'll have, you know, a very low chance of getting a crit. Like, even with a super high spirit stat, a lot of the time you just can't get a crit because you'll roll like a 0 and then, like, well, you know, that's not happening, right? Anyways, I mean, you could see some of the other stuff there, but, you know, whatever. We're gonna head over to the marsh, because that's where some other... There's 2 enemies in there that are very interesting, actually, and, you know, things I didn't even know. So let's head on in here, and hopefully not get an encounter! Yes! Maybe I won't even have to cut. I guess since I'm going to be running around here, let's quickly go over the 2 cover stats, too, because I never really went over these. We've seen them go off, Protect Girls and... whatchamacallit. I think Freya had cover, but I don't think I have it equipped on her right now. Let me see. Does any of her things give cover? Yeah, this gives cover. Well, whatever. We'll just get an encounter, so see in a bit. Ah, axolotls. That's the first one found. So, axolotls are kind of interesting. If we sit here and watch them attack, they'll generally do one of 2 things. They'll whack us with their tail, or more rarely, they'll use water on us for some damage. I guess since I'm here, I'll put these guys in the back row just to lower the damage a bit. We saw them use Aqua Breath last time, but there's some caveats to them using Aqua Breath, and we'll kind of figure that out here. I believe, I might be wrong with this, but I believe that as long as nothing goes wrong, I don't think they'll ever randomly use... Oh wow, they got a crit. They'll never randomly use Aqua Breath, which is kind of a thing. Because like we saw it last time, so you might be thinking, well then how do they use Aqua Breath? And we'll find out in a second here, because I'm going to keep us... I'm going to stall here just to make sure I'm not wrong. I didn't think they could when I was watching. Like, I looked into their, like, thing, and it didn't really look like they can randomly use it, because it's not in their attack list. Like, their attack list is just tail and water. Doesn't really look like it. Like, I mean, they're just doing this. So let's attack Zidane now. If Zidane dies here, now let's see what happens. They're still doing this because, you know, that's just kind of how it works. However, I believe if we attack Vivi now... Actually, ooh. Oh, okay. So, we attack Vivi here, and now I'm going to stab Vivi. Now Vivi's dead. Wait! What? Okay, this is... Oh! I understand now. I'm stupid. I thought I knew how this worked. I think I actually get how this works now. I'm gonna attack this Axolotl and I'm gonna kill it. Oh, I didn't even kill it. That's funny. So I thought something was weird. I understand now. So I thought they were checking if one of our... I got it reversed. I thought it was like, okay, if one of our party members is dead, they'll start spamming Aqua Breath. I thought that's how that worked. It's actually the exact opposite, isn't it? I believe if I kill that Axolotl, now they'll start spamming Aqua Breath. It's like a thing. When there's one left, they get stronger, well, they get angry and they start spamming Aqua Breath. And now he'll only use Aqua Breath until, you know, either he runs out of his whopping 200 MP or, you know, we die. Or he dies, I guess. And yeah, if we just hear it, he'll just keep using it now. That's interesting. It's because when I was testing this, it happened that there was one Axolotl and I killed us when that happened. So I just thought it was based on them. Because it checks for a death, but I guess it checks for one of them being dead. So I think that if you run into them by themselves, they won't ever use Aqua Breath. Or maybe they'll just spam it by default. But yeah, you can see it, right? They just use Aqua Breath. By the way, Aqua Breath is 25%. I wasn't 100% sure on that. Yeah, Freya takes a lot of damage because she has so much health. I guess maybe I can test that out later too, quickly. Like, see if you run into a solo Axolotl, if they just use Aqua Breath. So that's how that works. I was wondering, because I felt like I've seen them use Aqua Breath plenty of times when nobody was dead. And I thought maybe I was crazy, but no, I guess it's just because they specifically do this. Oh, and Vivi's tranced. Heck. Well, then I guess I'll just use Thunder. So if we run into another Axolotl, I guess I'll see if it's a solo one, do they just use And in fact, I'll even check. I wonder if you run into a group of 3 of them and you kill one of them, do they just spam Aqua Breath? So I guess that'll be interesting to know. So yeah, I'll meet you there. Ah, it's a Gigantoad. Not quite what I was looking for, but these guys do have some weird stuff with them. Well, they have one weird thing, and then they have one that's just like, okay, that kind of makes sense. So these guys have 3 attacks, right? They have their glowing eye attack, which puts someone to sleep, and then they can use Blizzard and Water. An interesting thing with their thing, though, is that if one of our party members is dead, they are less likely to use glowing eyes. Basically, they will use it like roughly like a third as often. I think that's how it is. Actually, this might be the same thing as Axolotl, where it's based on one of them being dead, but I'm pretty sure it's based on us. Like, as far as I'm aware of, because, like, I tested and it did seem like when somebody was dead, they were using it less often. There is one other weird thing, but I want to wait till I get another encounter with one first. So yeah, I guess while I'm here, yeah, I'll go over the cover ability, because I totally forgot. I kind of got distracted by, you know, other stuff. So our cover ability. So the cover ability the standard cover ability is if somebody, I think it's like, it's 1/6 HP or lower, which I think is just when you're at yellow HP. When you're at yellow HP, I think that's what it is. I think yellow HP is 1/6. I didn't even check because I'm stupid. 1/6 HP is if they're hit by. Geez, I'm scatterbrained today. If somebody at 1/6 HP or lower is hit by a single target attack and somebody else in the party has cover, the cover person will take the attack for them. Zidane's Protect Girls is a little more like less stingy. With Protect Girls, if somebody that is considered, you know, a girl, I guess specifically that Zidane considers a girl, is at 50% HP or lower, then he will take the attack for them as the same dealio. So, you know, that can be useful, because like if you have Garnet and, you know, she's the healer, it's a good idea to make sure she's not dying. So Protect Girls can be useful in that scenario, and likewise cover is a little less useful just because if somebody's at one, you know, tends to be, man, really, we got a single target attack again? It's kind of annoying. But yeah, if they're at 1/6 HP or lower, then, you know, whatever. I guess while I'm here, let me open up my thing here and look up, oh yeah, I was gonna go over trans. I guess we'll go over jump then. So, jump works exactly like I thought it did. The damage is just, you know, times 1.5. So it's, if you don't have, you can basically say that whether you want to use Freya's normal attack or jump basically depends on the scenario. So, like, usually you'll want to pre-plan that. Like, it's usually not a good idea to both do killer stuff and then also have Freya's, you know, be using jump. I mean, obviously, there's certain situations that jump is useful, right? Because obviously, while, you know, Freya's jumping, right, she's completely invincible, right? Nothing will hit her. So, against enemies that have big, you know, group target attacks, they can be useful. But since it's 1.5 times damage and it works equally well whether you're front row or back row, you'll basically want to think about whether... Oh, we got another doubler. That kind of sucks. So I want either a group of 1 or a group of 3 or a double Gigantoad. I'm getting the only encounter slots that don't work, which kind of sucks. You want to give me something good? Yeah, potion, baby. I mean, I'll just cut to when I freaking run away from these jackasses, so see you in a bit. Actually, I guess since we're here, let's look at Freya's stats, and I'm going to go over her trance jump too, since we saw that earlier. So trance jump is kind of uses the same thing. The big thing though is that trance jump is a lot more random compared to her normal thing, right? Because her normal jump is just 1.5 times damage. Trance jump, not only, like, first of all, you can see here, like, when there's multiple targets, because it hits everything, it divides the damage. So if we fight, you know, 2 enemies, it'll do half damage to both of them, and it randomly, it does a random, you know, damage number for each one, so you might see a pretty wide variety of damage. Let's grab a calculator while I'm here. You'll probably see this open. Let's grab a calculator so I can really go over the damage here. So, first of all, it does a random number from, you know, from her strength -3 plus 1 plus 3. Or what is that? Oh, yeah, that would be, yeah. Ooh, man. I haven't, oh man, my brain is stupid right now. I know how, you know, bed mass, ped mass, whatever one you want to go over. You know, brackets, exponents, and all that jazz. So, we do the brackets first. So, it's a random number from, oh yeah, okay, I get it. So, it's a random number from, you know, her strength -3 plus 1, and then it'll add 3 to that too. So, for example, let's say, so it's, you know, 1 plus strength -3. 1 plus strength -3. So, it'll be her strength plus 1 -3. So, it'll be 20, and then it's plus 3. Or, no. It'll be a random number up to 20, and then plus 3. So, it could be actually only 3 if you got unlucky enough. Because I believe by default it's always -1 as well. Because 0 is always included, I believe, as far as I know. So it could only be 3, right? And then it does, I believe, it does another check where it does her level plus strength divided by 8. And once again, it's a random odd. So it can be anywhere from, you know, 0 to her, you know, level plus strength divided by 8. So let's see what her level plus strength divided by 8 would be. It would be 9 plus 22 divided by 8. So it adds another thing. And I believe it always truncates. So it should always go down to... Alright, sorry about that. Forgot. So her level is 9 and strength is 22. So we're gonna even go look at this and just like double check on this form. I wasn't originally gonna do this, but like screw it at this point, like why not? So it'll be, let's see, so it'll be attack minus defense. And so, we'll just assume everything has roughly 10 defense. And how much attack does she have? She has 18. So we'll just assume that's 8 for most instances. Right? Ooh, man, this is scatterbrained. So basically, the random thing is 1 plus strength, then she has 22 strength. Right. So just remember, 8 strength, 9 level, 22 whatever thing. 8 attack, 9 level, 22 strength. Right. Whew, okay. So, it would basically be, let's say, so let's do the minimum first then. So, let's say up to, you know, 1 plus strength minus 3, but we'll just assume that it does nothing there. So it'll be 3, and it'll be plus, oh yeah, it'll be a plus, not a multiply. I thought it was a multiply. Nope, it's a plus. Plus, you know, level plus strength divided by 8. So it'll be plus, what's level? So it'll be 3, yeah, and then level plus strength divided by 8. So she's level 9, oh, whoops. She's level 9. She has 22 strength. That equals that, and then we divide it by 8. And I believe that I want to say that anything remaining is just gone. So it'll be 3 plus 3. And then that gets multiplied by 1.5, right? So 3 plus 3 equals 6 times 1.5 is 9. And then it'll be times the base, which is 8. So it'll be times 8. And then, of course, that number gets, you know, potentially if you're in a fight with like 2 dudes, right? It'll be divided by 2, right? So the minimum damage you can be doing is only 36. You can see the damages can be quite low. On the other hand, since it's so random, it can actually be pretty high. So let's do the highest number now. So it'll be, you know, strength is 22 plus 1. which is that -3, and then, you know, +3. So now it can be 23, plus, you know, her random thing, which was once again, oh, I totally forgot though. It can be up to that, so it can be even lower. Because I totally forgot that they're both a random mod, where it can be just like, it could be just 0 in like pretty much every case. So it could just be no bonus. That's why it can be so low, right? Yeah. Because you'll see, like with her normal jump, right? It's strength plus the random mod, whereas here it's just the random mod. So it can be really low damage. But if you get lucky, you can also get something that's like, well, what we're gonna do here. So 23. And it'll be, what is this here? Level plus strength level 8. Man, if my brain wasn't so scatterbrained, like I've been saying a million times, I'd be able to actually remember this. Level plus strength, 9 plus 22, was that divided by 8? So it could be 3 plus 23, 3 plus 23, which then, oh, I don't want it to be that. So 3 plus 23, which is 26 obviously, and then you times that by 1.5. And then you can times that by 8, and then you can see you can actually get pretty good damage. Of course, then you divide that by half if there's like 2 dudes. So her trench jump is a little weird. Like, it's really random, and it can potentially be bad. There are ways around that later on, we'll see. And I mean, ultimately, like, if she's in the back row, you know, it's still like doing full damage. It's not affected by the row. And of course, you know, she's in the air invincible the entire time. So that can actually be, like, her jump is almost, like, made for you to, like, try to cheese with it, basically. Like, it's kind of crazy. Jeez, I spent enough time on that. Anyways, yeah, I want to... I want one of 3 encounters. I want 2 toads, I want 1 axolotl, or I want 3 axolotls, basically, at this point. So, yeah, if this isn't it, then I'll see you, you know, when we find one of 3 of 5 encounters that are in this area, for crying out loud. There we go, 2 toads. So, the weird thing I wanted to show off is that, well, I guess you can't really, no, you can show it off. Okay. It'll be a little weird, but I'm gonna quickly put, you know, Freya and want them in the back row. Actually, attack Zidane. Damn it. Okay, whatever. I forget which one it is. We'll steal here. And we'll see it in a second here. So if we steal from this toad, couldn't steal anything. Come on, Zidane. Really? Well, I know that that's the fact that that failed means that this has to be the toad, then. It is impossible for that not to be the strong toad, and that's what I'm going to bring up here. So this guy will have only an ore to steal. Yeah, and he's the strong one. He'll have just under 300 HP too. And as you can imagine by what I'm saying here, what I'm saying essentially is that there's actually 2 toads. There's 2 kinds of toads. There's a strong one and a weak one, which is kind of a weird thing. And you can tell, obviously, because the weaker one does less damage because his attacks are a little weaker. And he also has, weirdly enough, he has less HP, but he has more things to steal. The strong one can only has an ore to steal. The strong one has like 4 things, right? He has a potion, a high potion, I think a Phoenix Down, and I think he has a pinion? Oh, he has a tent. There you go. So you can tell that that's the weak toad, because the weak toad has better things to steal. You only ever see the weak toad when there's 2 toads on the field, right? If it's a solo toad, it's always the one toad. Which is kind of a weird thing. I mean, then that's not weird. It makes sense. Of course he put Zidane to sleep. Alright, let's finish you off, hopefully. So yeah, that's kind of a weird thing with these toads. And you'll be able to tell, because I'll attack this one with Zidane. Alright, you know, I'll even have to put in with Freya in the front row here in a sec. Yeah, he's really spamming Glowing Eyes. You can tell, because yeah, as long as nobody's dead, right, they'll use it pretty often. And I'll steal a potion from him. So I think Freya will do just enough damage to kill a... Like, because they have only like a little over 200 HP, so I think like that, one attack from Freya should be enough to kill it? No, not quite. That sucks. I can keep stealing. I should have Lancer, because that would have been enough. I mean, alternatively, I can just attack it. I mean, I know, here's an easy way to even tell, because I can eat it, right? I can eat this one, because it's, because the strong one would have just under 200, just under 300. So, in order to eat it, right, you need to put it to, I want to say 70 HP or lower? A little more than that, but this one's only at, like, so if that was the case, right, this thing would have, like, over 100 HP, but since it's the weak one, it'll only have, like, 30 HP left, and that should be enough to eat it. Bam. And it's really weird to me that they bothered, like, what a weird thing. There's two kinds of toads, and they're only in one fight. And, like, they're better because they have more stuff to steal. Like, it's so weird. All that's really left for me to go over in this part would be... Oh, yeah, I want one of the two axolotl fights, but I'll quickly do... I'm gonna go over Trance while I'm here, because we got High Tide for Quina, and, like... If you don't know what that does, right, it might seem like, well, what does High Tide do? So, you probably saw it when I was in my thing here, because I have my list here. So, Trance Gauge. Basically, Trance Gauge is a number from 0 to 255. It works actually exactly the same as in, like, Final Fantasy VII. That game works exactly the same, right? I think it even works the same in 10. It's just, they really like this system of 0 to 255. So, it's a number from 2 to, 2 to 55, right? You can kind of see it. It's invisible how much it is, like, well, it's not invisible, but you obviously can't accurately tell how much each number pertains to, but just by looking at it. But, basically, it's this, and then it's, whenever you take damage, it's a random number from 0 to up to your spirit stat that fills it. So, Quina's spirit stat is kind of low, so it'll only raise from 0 to 15, so it takes quite a few hits for Quina to get trance. On the other hand, Freya and Zidane have a fairly high spirit stat relative. They're almost twice as high. So their trance gauges, as you can imagine, fill much faster. However, because it can be anywhere from 0 up to their spirit stat, you can still potentially just get unlucky and get none. However, if you have High Tide equipped, this is why High Tide is really good. High Tide removes the luck factor, and your trance gauge always fills by your spirit stat whenever you're hit by an attack. That's what makes it so good, right? 26 to 27, right? That means that for Zidane, for example, it'd only take like 10 attacks to put him into trance, roughly. 9 to 10, I forget. Actually, no, because obviously times that by 10 is 270, and then... Yeah, so from 0 to 255, it'll be 10 attacks with High Tide would put him in trance. Quina's a little lower, obviously, because they have a low spirit stat. That's why they get High Tide to help them out. With High Tide, it should take like 15 attacks or so, give or take. 16 to something. Don't make fun of me. I'm not in the mood to do mental math. I'm dumb. And it's funny because, well, not funny. It's this amount also dictates how much it lowers by whenever you attack. So, when you have, basically by default, it decreases by 300 minus your level. So as you get farther into the game, or as you're higher level, it automatically reduces by slightly less per level. This doesn't make a huge difference though. Like even you can see like the difference between level 99 and level 1 isn't even half. So that doesn't make a huge difference, but your spirit stat once again does because it's divided by your spirit stat. So let's even grab our calculator, because we know Quina's spirit stat is 15, and he's level 9, so let's get my calculator out again. So it'll be 300 minus level, so it'll be 300 minus 9, which puts it at 291. Let's double check, make sure I have this out. And then from here, it is divided by the spirit stat, which is 15. So divided by 15, and then this result is then multiplied by 10. And that's how much lower it is, and then obviously there's a mod 256 to kind of make it, it's like, I think that ignores leftovers, I forget, I don't remember, I haven't done serious math in a while, but yeah, that puts it at that amount. That's why you can see, like, that's why Quina, when she gets cooked, right, it only, it decreases by a ton because their spirit stat is so low. That's why they'll barely ever get, like, more than 2 attacks. Even late game, like, Quina's spirit stat is always kind of low. Like, its base is just really low. And it's kind of because Cook can be, really good, right? It's basically an insta-kill attack as long as they're at half health or lower. Yeah, that's about everything. I mean, we just need one of those 2 stinking axolotl encounters. There's 2 of them out of 5 encounters, and I somehow haven't gotten either of them yet. Right? It should be, like, almost in my favor. Come on! I believe that the way it does it is that it checks for, like, I think it's actually 50-50. Like, it's 50-50 whether you get a Gigantoad or an Axolotl, and then when you get that 50-50, it then checks for one of the formations in that slot. So, I think that's how that works. I could be wrong, though. You know, don't quote me on that. I haven't looked into how, like, the encounter system works in a little bit. I mean, maybe that's something to go over later. So yeah, I guess I'll just, that's like the last thing I'll do. I'll just cut to when we see a freaking axolotl, and then, you know, that'll be it for this part. I mean, this isn't even like necessary, but it's just like I am really curious to see what'll happen. There we go, 3 axolotls. So now we'll see if I kill one, do they start spamming Aqua Breath? We'll see. I'll kill the one in the middle here for funsies. Now, do they both spam Aqua Breath, or does it have to be either by themselves to spam Aqua Breath? It looks like they have to be by themselves. So then that might lend precedence to the theory of whether they can do it when they're by themselves or not. Because they don't check if one of them's dead, they check if they're the only one left and the rest of them are dead. Although, once again, that might be like, does there have to be actually like a dead one? I guess we'll find out in a second here. Let's just fire this one. Do 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 do. So now you should spam Aqua Breath, right? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Since we're on the topic of Aqua Breath, I'll mention that. Oh man, Freight Trance is funny. Aqua Breath's base damage is 25%, which is not a ton, especially because it can miss. But there are ways, obviously, you know, like with any elemental attack, right? It's affected by the element. And I mentioned this last time, but it totally slipped my mind that, right, there's more than, right, there's 2 ways to increase elemental damage, right? Obviously, an elemental weakness is a thing, but there, right, I totally forgot that there's wow, Quinatrance too? Oh my god. I guess once they're here, I'll mention that, like, it's a cool little detail. You'll see that when characters trance, they disappear for a second and they kind of reappear. And it's because their model actually changes when they are in trance, right? You can see, like, Freya gets, like, a full suit of armor and, like, even, like, gauntlets and, like, you can't even see her mask, her face anymore. Quina gets, like, a full-on, like, chef's thing with, like, the chef's hat almost becoming, like, its own, like, little helmet, too. Like, it's pretty cool. But what I forgot to mention is that there is equipment that increases your elemental damage, which I totally slipped my mind. It's like we can see that the Feather Hat raises wind elemental attack. And there is equipment later on that'll do, we can get, I forget which one it is, but there's equipment that can raise your wind elemental damage too. Oh yeah, the Core Ring absorbs thunder, by the way. I think I mentioned that, but you know, just in case I didn't. Do. Trying to think. I mean, Quina already has the wind thing, but Quina doesn't have any wind attacks yet, so it doesn't really help. But yeah, that's just, you know, that's another way to increase. And like, because of that, if you attack an enemy that's weak to water and you have a water elemental raising attack, right? Because of the way percentage scaling works, it makes it really strong, right? It basically, I think it bumps the damage up to, right? Because it'll boost the 25% by 50%. Which brings it up to 37% because once again it rounds down. And then another 50% will raise that up to, I think, once again it raises, because it, you know, goes down, I think that is, what is that? It's like, it's not quite, I don't think it's quite 55%, it's like somewhere in like the range of 50 to 55% because at this point I've been doing this for so long that I can't even have coherent thinking anymore. The stupid, just give me a solo axolotl, please, please. Oh, whatever. This is so dumb. The only encounters on this screen are Gigantoads and the Axolotls, and it's super annoying that there's 5 encounters and I somehow cannot for the life of me get the solo one. Like, just show up, you jerk. You are the biggest troll in the world. Cut me some slack here. How many encounters have I been in? Like, come on. Please, solo. No! Why? This is lending credence to my theory that it picks the slot for first and then picks a formation from that slot, because we're getting Gigantoads and Axolotls that are rated like roughly 50%. And there's 5 encounter slots. Yeah. You can get like a little early bird spoiler what I'm going to be talking about when I, do a next official part. I'm going to start actually talking about story stuff. But, yeah, since we're not freaking, just, please, like, I could cut to it, but that would be fun. At this point, I'm delirious, and I'm going to keep talking until we get the stupid 1 Axolotl. There is a 1 Axolotl formation, there's a 2-1, and a 3-1. Please give me the 1. Why? How have I gotten the 2-1 so freaking often? It is like 1 in 3 from this Axolotl slot, but we get the 2-1 every time. This is actually starting to bother me. It's like freaking the game itself is just like, nah, you can never finish recording. You are going to be stuck recording this for the rest of your life. Ugh, like I'm going to run out of time because I need to go do some, I need to go do errands. Freaking hell. I think that's, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm actually gonna lose my mind. This is actually insane. Please, God have mercy. Whatever, it's dead. I'm running out of time. I really am. I have like 5 minutes to go. It's actually insane that this recording has gone on for so freaking long. It doesn't help that the festival stuff took forever too. I need that one stinking text box that would not show up. Freaking stupid. Was it Belma? I don't even remember now. I can't remember anything anymore. My life is a lie. I don't even know how to play games anymore. All I can do is run in circles and pray to the RNG gods that some stupid fish mammal thing will show up and, breathe water all over me. That's a Gigantoad, yep. How cute. Alright, I'm using Flea here. This is so dumb. I cannot. It's gonna put Zidane to sleep, watch. Well, I missed. I think Glowing Eyes is 100% hit rate, so generally, like with their magic evasion, it's pretty unlikely to miss. Ugh. It's actually faster to Flee, because even though it does the animation, I don't have to go through that post screen to get money. Who cares about the money? I'm not saving after this anyways. You think I'm saving? I have no potions. And I'm almost out of high potions too, because it's like... Just please, please. There is 5 formations. 1 in 5. Please. I don't think it's exactly those odds. Please. No! How did I get a back attack? You've got to be kidding me at this point. This is the dumbest stuff in the world. I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, it's Aqua Breathing. I'm getting really delirious at this point. Like, this is actually insane. That attacked really fast though. I wonder if when it's by itself it immediately uses Aqua Breath, because like it was back attacked, so its ATB should start at 0, I believe. And yet all that happened was Zidane attacked, Quina attacked it, and then it immediately Aqua Breathed. Maybe it has a chance to counter. Maybe that can always happen even when it's, not by itself, which would be kind of funny. Ugh. I might have high potions. Please, Flying Spaghetti Monster. I haven't pulled out that one in a while. Please, Flying Spaghetti Monster, have mercy on my soul. My hands are actually getting weak from holding this controller for like 2 hours straight. You know, I'm leaving this all in, and I'm just gonna say, figure it out for yourselves, because this is actually insane. I cannot believe I have gotten this many encounters. I got a bunch of encounters off screen too. Not a single solo axolotl encounter. This is the dumbest thing in the world. I cannot believe I have not gotten one. I'm gonna try one more time, and if I don't get it, I give up. Do it yourselves, because this is actually insane how bad my luck is right now. Oh, you know, I remember now. You know, I bet you I know why it's not shown up at all. Because I just forgot that, it doesn't work like that with encounters. So it'll pick it'll be a 50-50 chance between the toads and the axolotls. But once you get there, each formation actually has its own unique chance to show up. And I totally forgot about that. I believe the 2 one is actually the most likely. But that's still insane. Like, can a solo one show up, please? If this isn't it, I quit. That's it. I quit. See you guys later.